Hey guys, LevelCap here, and welcome to another episode of This Week in Gaming, posting one day earlier than normal because I got something else I want to post tomorrow. Starting off today's news, after months of controversy, DICE is dialing back the character customization options in Battlefield 5. Since the game's initial reveal, the community has been incredibly divided regarding the look of the game's character models. Many people took issue with the apparent lack of authenticity to some of the cosmetic items. And while it's true that they all have some basis in reality and that they existed at some point in time, not necessarily in combat, it's still weird to see soldiers with fully prosthetic limbs and tons of face paint in World War II. Battlefield fans have been asking DICE to include deeper soldier customization for years. It's great that they're finally doing it, and I'm glad that they're leaning away from the more outlandish stuff we've seen in the original trailer. It also sounds like DICE is doing a top-to-bottom rework of many gameplay elements and features. The amount of ammo players spawn with will likely be increased to the Alpha 2's level. Ammo and health stations are getting reworked in some way, planes are getting updated to be more balanced, revive times are getting tweaked, and much more. I did a full video covering pretty much everything we can expect to change from now until the game's release on November 20th, so be sure to check it out. The lead multiplayer designer of Battlefield 5 took over the official DICE Twitter account this week. He tweeted out new details about the game and answered several questions from players. Some highlights include a screenshot of the Eras deploy screen. Frontlines will also be playable on maps with 32 players and 64 players in Grand Operations mode, and the final Grand Operation will be played out as sort of a mini battle royale with a shrinking play area and respawning disabled. We also got an updated image of the new tinted reflex sights. The previous reflex sights were pretty dark in the game, which made it almost impossible to see figures that were hiding in darker environments. And so the darkness of the reflex sights has been toned back a bit, and we get a nice comparison image here. Hopefully this is enough to make them more usable. Overall, it's been an exciting week for Battlefield 5. It seems like DICE is slowly starting to win back some of the community that were put off after the original reveal. That being said, they still have a lot of work to get done by November 20th. The PC open beta for Call of Duty Black Ops 4 Battle Royale mode Blackout is now available for pre-order customers. Anyone with a Battle.net account can download and play the beta starting tomorrow. The beta has been live on PS4 for a few days now, and it seems like a pretty enjoyable experience overall. I'm really looking forward to seeing what this game has to offer. From what I've seen so far, it looks like a much better or more polished version of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, with a little bit more pop culture mixed in there. Unfortunately, news just came out that the PC beta is going to be capped at 90 frames per second to ensure a smooth experience as possible, according to Treyarch. Frame rate caps have been present in probably the majority of Call of Duty PC ports, unfortunately. What makes the situation odd is previous multiplayer tests for Black Ops 4 didn't have an FPS cap. Many players reported getting 120 FPS or more with seemingly no issues. On console, the Blackout mode is apparently struggling to maintain 60 FPS due to the increased demand that comes with having such a massive map and so many players. I will be streaming Call of Duty Black Ops 4 on PC today, so if you want to come by, hang out, say hello, check the link in the video description. Now, speaking of PUBG, the game's latest update is now live. It adds the much requested training mode, a new gun, and a number of bug fixes. The training mode is actually very well done and covers pretty much every aspect of the game. It's likely the developers will expand and refine it at some point down the line. For now, players are limited to matchmaking for the map publicly. A solo or offline mode would be greatly appreciated. Insurgency Sandstorm has been delayed until December 12th. To make up for the delay, the developers are leaving the pre-order beta active until launch. They outlined a number of goals for the game's final release. An engine upgrade to the Unreal Engine version 4.2 is in the works. Improved character models, textures, and animations will also be added. The use of scopes is also being improved. Level visuals are being refined, and a few more major items are being addressed, like optimization and glitches. Rumors have been circulating for months that Halo 5 Guardians was being brought over to the PC by Microsoft. Unfortunately, Microsoft released an official statement this week saying it's not being brought to PC. The game's Forge mode was ported to PC back in 2016 with limited features and a private lobby system that enabled online multiplayer. This led to speculation that Microsoft was porting the entire game over. While it sucks that they aren't giving Halo 5 the PC treatment, Microsoft are launching Halo Infinite on the PC, though it seems like that game could still be a few years away from release. Bethesda are in fact making a third Wolfenstein game. They revealed 2 new games set in the franchise's universe at E3, but neither game serve as a direct sequel to Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus. Thankfully, the developers are now confirmed to be working on a direct sequel. They decided to take a break from the main story of the franchise and do some smaller games set in the Wolfenstein universe. Once those other games are released next year, it's likely we'll see another main game sometime after. The Culling's official re-release as a free-to-play game is now live. The melee-focused battle royale game was one of the first in the genre, but quickly fell out of favor thanks to the devs rushing updates. They put out a sequel to the game recently, only for it to crash and burn so horribly that they canceled it. To make up for the sequel's missteps, the devs rolled back the original game to its day one version as they rebuild it from the ground up. The new version, called The Culling Origins, is free to play. It features an XP system, new weapons, and paid cosmetics. It also features an updated art style to make the game a bit more modern looking. Overall, this could be a big step in the right direction towards restoring trust with their community, but it's hard to say if too much damage has been done or if the other battle royales just hold too much of the market now. Dying Light is getting a standalone battle royale game called Dying Light Bad Blood. It's now available via Steam Early Access. It carries over the franchise's parkour and melee combat system into a 12-man fight to the death. PvE elements like zombies and mini-bosses break up the PvP combat. Players need to collect blood samples and then extract via helicopter to win the match. Bad Blood certainly looks interesting. Like the Culling and Hunt Showdown, it's a unique take on the battle royale genre that most big developers seem to be shying away from. In our final bit of battle royale news, Chinese mega publisher Tencent is launching a free-to-play title called Ring of Elysium via Steam Early Access on the 19th. The game has been made available since November exclusively in Asia. It has a heavy emphasis on weather mechanics, which changes and affects players throughout a match. Avalanches can be triggered that will destroy buildings and kill players in their path. In addition to the usual cars and trucks, players can also get around on a snowboard or with a hang glider. Apparently, there's a map in the Asian version that doesn't feature any snow mechanics that could make its way to the Western version at some point. Virtual ticket holders for BlizzCon 2018 can now unlock various cosmetic items in all major Blizzard titles, including a Demon Hunter skin for Overwatch's Sombra. The virtual ticket costs $50 and gives customers full access to all live streams and exclusive shows not available to the general public. It also includes behind-the-scenes content and interviews with developers. BlizzCon 2018 starts on November 2nd. Assassin's Creed Odyssey is getting a hefty dose of DLC content. Players can buy a season pass that will feature 2 multi-episode storylines and separate story missions set in Greece. The first storyline will showcase the first character ever to take up the series' iconic Hidden Blade. The second storyline will take players to the lost city of Atlantis. The season pass also includes a remastered version of Assassin's Creed 3 and all of its related content. Like the previous game Origins, Odyssey will feature a discovery tour mode that lets players learn about ancient Greece in an enemy-free guided tour of the game's open world. In our final story this week, EA might be in hot water with the Belgian Gaming Commission because they refused to move FIFA's paid team card packs in that region's version of the game. Belgium is one of the many European countries to recently take a stance against gambling in video games. According to them, loot boxes fall under that umbrella and have recently either been banned or regulated by many governments, including Belgium's. If EA continues to push back, it's likely they could face legal action by Belgium. That wraps it up for today's episode of This Week in Gaming. As always, thanks for watching. Check the video description for a link to today's stream if you want to come by and hang out. And I'll see you next time. This is LevelCap signing off.